Hi guys, welcome again to my channel and thank you so much for clicking on this video. I'm just coming from school and I say let me enjoy a little sun here. So it's almost summertime in Germany and I can't wait to enjoy the weather. You know, when it's too cold you have to wear a jacket and everything else, but now I don't need any. I can enjoy my Kenyan dresses. So back to the topic of today. I came here in 2021 and the first thing I did or we did when we came, we had to get married because this certificate of no impediment was almost expiring. It had 2 months to expire, so we had to look for a wedding date and everything. And you know, when it expires, then that means I have to get back to Kenya to get another certificate of no impediment, and my visa was valid for 6 months. And to be honest, getting this certificate of no impediment in Kenya, it takes a little bit time. You know, if you come from Kenya, you know how it works back there in Kenya. So we had to get married, of which we got imagine, we get the date, our married date was 2 days before the expiry of this certificate. So that was on time. Yeah. So after getting married, I had to look for a school. I had to go back to do my German school. I had already done this course in Kenya, but I wanted to repeat it since after I did my German language, this B1 certificate, I got 3 parts correct. That is, I got the reading part, the writing part, the speaking part and listening part correct, which I got the certificate of the 2. But then the reading part, I didn't get the certificate, so I needed a full certificate of B1, and that's why I went back to school to do the same. Then after I got the certificate, I did there's this other I don't know, they call politics, Deutsche politics, so I don't know how it's called. I did that one also and I got the certificate. And then my husband was like, hey, do B2 and C1, and then now you can sit down and look for a job. And you know, most of us, I don't know, it's every person, but I think most of the people, if you travel in these countries, whether you are getting married or whether you've gotten married, unless you are lazy, the main priority apart from that marriage, I'm not putting it in a bad way, or it's not in a bad way, but the main aim also it's for you to work and at least try and help your people back at home. And you know, when now someone tells you, hey, just do with education first and finish, and then now you can sit down and look for something which is reasonable, you feel like this person, you don't understand where I'm coming from. You know, I need to do this and do this back at home, because like in us, from me, when I got my job, the job I was working in Kenya before I decided to open my own restaurant, I was being paid 10,000. They started paying me 9,000, and then after I was getting 10,000, and this is a whole day. You spend the whole day in this place, not because you don't have papers, you have the certificates, but now to get that job, it's a problem. And now that I've come here, I'm in German, I need to get that euro, and you start even calculating how much when you convert this amount into Kenyan shillings, how much it's going to be. And I'm like, my friend, I need to start working, I need to get a job. This B1, it's enough for me. I don't need another B2 or something. And so I find a job and I get a job, and you know, even if you start, when you start by like 1,000 euro, when you get 1,000 euro at the beginning, after everything has been deducted for you, you feel this is a lot of money because you convert the 1,000 euro to Kenyan. Your head is just in your homeland where you're coming from, and you're like, this 100,000 euro, it's a lot of money. With this amount, I'm going to do a lot of things back in Kenya. I'll be able to do this and this and this, and you calculate per year how much is going to be and everything else. By the time you come to realization, time has also gone by. So this goes to any person who is here. Either you are here some months or weeks, you are just new in German, or maybe you are like me, you came and immediately you just found any kind of job and you started working. Now I regret. Anyway, I have done a lot of things from the job I got. I thank God for that. It was not so bad. The payment was okay also. I was not so bad. But again, I wish I had listened to my husband. I wish I had first done the language, gotten the certificate, and then found a good job, because I'm here almost 4 years right now. And I have to go back to school. I have to go back to do the B2. The B2 I would have done immediately after I did my B1. And this B2, it's needed because of the kind of job I want to do. It's needed because of what I already learned in school in Kenya. Not that I had already my certificates. I did business management. I did my papers were verified here and they are okay. I'm allowed to use the same papers to go to work in this field, but I need higher language. You see, that's time wasting. So if I had done this B2 and maybe C1, I would have just spent 1 year with that. But now, because we need money, or because I needed money and I needed to fill the euro, seeing that euro in your account, you feel so good. So I needed the money, to be honest, and it's not hiding. Maybe later we can still speak about these things we do, but I really needed the money to help back at home, to support people back at home. And for me, it was like going to school. It's a waste of time. I've already done B1. I don't need B2. And this also applies to any person who is doing these languages. Try as much as possible to complete the language part first before thinking of anything else. Because right now I'll be maybe having a good job somewhere, but then I have to go back to work, to school, which takes this course takes 6 months. 6 months. April, May, June, July. Yeah, 6 months. The 6 months I would have finished. I would have done this long time ago. Now I could be working. So if you're planning, or if you're already here and you're doing a job and you have other dreams, either to work in a hospital or to work in an office or do something meaningful, then finish with the school first. Do the language first, and then now you can think of working.